Welcome to another Macintosh Monday. I'm Mike, and we're here to talk about the Apple news. And we're going to start off with a rumor. It's something that's been going around for a few years now, and that's the Apple mixed reality headset. When is it coming? Originally, it was rumored that it was going to be announced in January, but now that's been pushed back. So the new rumor, according to the Mean Cheat quote, is the headset has been pushed back due to software issues. It's not expected now to start shipping until the second half of 2023. That means we'll probably get our hands on it maybe late Q3 or Q4 if these rumors are true. And we could probably expect an announcement for it in June at WWDC. Now, personally, I'm not really super excited about the mixed reality headset. And that's not because I'm not excited about VR and AR, because I have a VR headset. I've had 3 VR headsets, actually. I've been a huge fan of VR since it started, in the consumer market at least. But I've always been more interested from a gaming perspective, not really from a productivity perspective. And I feel like with Apple, it's probably going to be more of a productivity device. They would have to really wow me to get me interested in it, especially because it's supposed to be a high-end device. So I'm expecting the price to be in the thousands of dollars. So yeah, it's really got to blow me away for me to be interested in it personally, but let me know what you guys think. While we're on the topic of Apple's headset, let's talk about what OS is going to run. So previously it was rumored that it was going to be called Reality OS, but Mark Gurman has said that now internally they've changed the name to xrOS. And this has been backed by a filing from Deep Dive LLC, which they say is a shell corporation of Apple. So that's what this rumor is being based off of. Of course, XR would be for extended reality, which sounds like something Apple would do. So we are slowly getting more details about this headset. I just want to kind of see what it is at this point, and then I'll go from there judgment-wise. But it looks like everything's lining up where we could possibly see it late next year. But you know what we have right now? The satellite calling feature on the iPhone 14, at least in the US. I talked about this a few weeks ago that it released. Well, we already have a story where apparently it saved someone's life in Alaska. Someone was traveling by a snow machine and basically they got stranded. They had no connectivity where they were. Of course, it's in Alaska. I mean, what's up there? That was rude, I apologize. Anyway, someone was stranded and they had no signal, and they were able to send an emergency alert using the satellite feature in the iPhone 14, and then Apple was able to work with authorities to get somebody out there to save the person. So that feature has already come in handy. Of course, this is like a massive marketing thing for Apple. Let's be real about it. But at the same time, it actually really did help somebody, and that's why I was kind of excited about the feature. I mentioned this before. I hope I never have to use it, but I've definitely been in places where I've had no signal, and if something happened, I don't know how I will contact the authorities. For instance, I was driving to Kentucky a few years ago for a funeral, and I had to go through West Virginia because the route that I had to take to get there. And going to the mountains in West Virginia, I literally had no signal. It said I had like 1/8 of a bar on T-Mobile's backup network, and I was literally getting nothing. So if there was something that happened when I was in the mountains in West Virginia, I just would have had no signal at the time. So it is nice to have a feature like that. Obviously, it comes in handy, like in the scenario that we saw with the guy in Alaska. So in my opinion, this is a great feature to have. Obviously not useful all the time, but when you need it, it's there. It's time to transition into our final story, and this is something that I kind of talked about last week. I opened the can of worms, and I didn't want to start talking about this. There's the whole Elon Musk buying Twitter thing. We got to revisit it briefly because there's been this whole back and forth between Elon Musk and Apple that seems to have gotten resolved. Now, last week, the reason I pulled the story was because Elon Musk was speculating about making his own phone if he ever got pulled from like the Google Play Store and Apple's App Store. Since then, there was like some tweets. I guess there was a misunderstanding between Elon Musk and Apple, but he was tweeting basically complaining about Apple threatening to pull Twitter from the App Store and them pulling ads or something like that. And it culminated in him actually going to Apple Park and having a sit-down talk with Tim Cook and basically just squashing the beef, so to speak. They reassured Elon Musk that Twitter was not being pulled from the App Store. Now, of course, that could change if they do happen to violate any of Apple's rules, which I was kind of alluding to last week. Like if the app isn't well moderated, like what their users are saying and doing, then it could get pulled from the App Store. Which essentially they sat down, and now Elon Musk is all like, oh yeah, everything's good with Twitter. There's no threats about Apple pulling their ads or Twitter being pulled from the App Store, blah, blah, blah. So Everything is all good in the Twitter Appleverse if you care about that. I'm just over it. I'm over it. So yeah, it seems like Elon Musk just kicked up a bunch of drama with Apple for no reason. And then he had to get called to the principal's office, Apple headquarters, so that way they could reassure him that nothing's going on with Twitter as long as you follow the rules. That's basically what happened. I don't know what else to say. This whole thing seemed kind of stupid and unnecessary. But that's life. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for today. Let me know what you think in the comments about Apple's mixed reality headset. Are you excited for it, and what kind of features would you want from it? Also, let me know what you think about Apple's satellite calling feature. Do you think it's a useful feature to have? Are you looking forward to it, and do you already have an iPhone 14? And I guess we can talk about the Elon Musk thing if you want to in the comments. That's up to you. I'll leave that open to you if you want to talk about it. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.